أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. فبما رحمة من الله لنت لهم ولو كنت فظا غليظ القلب لانفضوا من حولك فاعف عنهم واستغفر لهم وشاورهم في الأمر فإذا عزمت فتوكل على الله إن الله يحب المتوكلين. إن ينصركم الله فلا غالب لكم وإن يخذلكم فمن ذا الذي ينصركم من بعده وعلى الله فليتوكل المؤمنون. صدق الله العظيم.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. All praise is due to Allah and may peace be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The President of the Republic of Maldives, His Excellency Dr. Muhammad Muiz, Governor of the Maldives Monetary Authority Ahmad Munawwar, Cabinet Ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to you all. I'm Hawa Rafa Abdul Rahim, and on behalf of Maldives Monetary Authority, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the official launching of the financial sector development initiatives. Today marks a significant milestone as we take a progressive step in our journey towards building a resilient, inclusive, sustainable, and innovative financial system for the Maldivian economy. We're honored to have with us today key stakeholder partners in achieving these initiatives, including government stakeholders, international partners, and financial institutions. The ceremony began with the recitation of the Holy Quran by my colleague Fatimat Fariha Hanif. To officially commence the proceedings, I invite the Governor of the Maldives Monetary Authority, Ahmad Munawwar, to deliver his welcoming remarks. Governor.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalam ala Sayyidina Muhammadin, Khatim al-Anbiya wal Mursaleen, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. His Excellency, the President of the Maldives, Dr. Muhammad Muiz, Cabinet Ministers, Board members of the MMA, delegates from AFI, IFC, UNDP, INSEF, UIS, Head of Banks and Financial Institutions, distinguished guests, my colleagues, Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to you all. It's an immense pleasure to welcome you all to this special occasion to mark the launching of the financial sector development initiatives. Today is a landmark moment in our journey towards building a stronger, more resilient, and a more inclusive Maldives. I would like to take this moment to express our sincere appreciation to His Excellency President Dr. Muhammad Muiz for honoring us with his presence today despite your very busy schedule. Your presence reflects your strong commitment to advancing the Maldives financial sector and supporting MMA's effort to drive impactful and future-focused development initiatives. In line with this, today, we are proud to launch 3 key initiatives: National Financial Inclusion Strategy, Payment Maldives, and National Sustainable Finance Roadmap. Together, these represent a turning point in how our financial system serves our people and our economy. Today, we lay the foundation for Maldives that is digital by design, sustainable by choice, and inclusive by principle. Our current target is ambitious yet achievable to double the financial sector's contribution to national GDP from 6 to 12% in the next 5 years. This goal reflects our belief that finance is not merely a service industry, but a catalyst for economic diversification. It is an opportunity to promote development across every island, every business, and every household in the Maldives. To achieve this, we must continue to strengthen the financial intermediation, modernize infrastructure, and foster an enabling environment. As such, we aim to encourage innovation while safeguarding the financial system's stability. Ladies and gentlemen, these initiatives may be technical in nature, but their impact will be transformational, moving us from paper to platforms, from queues to clicks, and from fragmented services to seamless systems. The first of these initiatives we are launching today is the National Financial Inclusion Strategy, formulated based on the findings on the National Financial Inclusion Survey we conducted in 2022. Some of the key issues highlighted in the survey are: 14% of the women remain unbanked, compared to just 5% for men. Insurance and other risk mitigating products remain underutilized. Despite high levels of smartphones and internet penetration nationwide, only 38% of the elderly actively use internet banking. Elderly age group are also targeted for more frequent by scammers. Data on scam reported by the Maldives Police Service shows that the number is at an alarming rate compared to a small country. During this year, in November alone, police reported 165 scams were reported to the police, with a loss amounting to 1.2 million rupiah. If you calculate per day, this is about 5, which is very high. Over the 22% of our adults are self-employed, and they continue to rely on informal borrowing rather than the formal financial channels. Based on these findings, the National Financial Inclusion Strategy, which we are launching today, has been formulated in recognizing that true inclusion goes beyond just mere access. These strategies aim to expand inclusion, enhance capability, and strengthen the reach and the effectiveness of our financial service nationwide. We also prioritize youth and the elderly by strengthening financial literacy and digital confidence, ensuring that no one is left behind as our financial system modernizes. To achieve these goals, several initiatives are already underway. This year alone, awareness sessions were conducted by MMA for over 600 students across Maldives, laying the foundation for their financial capability at an early age. This year, under the Thamwil Islamic Financial Initiative, we launched a nationwide financial literacy campaign through television programs, complemented by a Ramadan quiz competition and the Thamwil Finlet Festival. Through these initiatives, we engage over 6,300 participants nationwide. As we plan next year, we seek the support and the collaboration from the government and the financial institutions to formulate an annual national financial literacy plan, aligning with the 5th pillar in the National Financial Inclusion Strategy. More about the strategy would be presented by our Deputy Governor in her presentation. Excellencies, as a second initiative, we are very proud to unveil the Payment Maldives Private Limited, a major milestone in our digital transformation journey and a key initiative aligned with the Maldives 2.0. 6 years ago, 40% of our payments were processed via checks. By the end of last year, this figure declined to just 7%. Account transfers increased from 49 to 83% of transactions, reflecting a strong post-pandemic shift towards digital solutions. And with the introduction of Power 2 years ago, this momentum accelerated further. Last year, nearly 8 million transactions valued at over 23 billion were processed via Favara. And today, this has doubled 16 million transactions with more than 48 billion worth of transactions. This demonstrates a clear preference for convenience, speed, and efficiency of the digital payments. Payment Maldives is not just an infrastructure. It is an ecosystem where banks, fintechs, and service providers collaborate to deliver instant, secure, and seamless payments nationwide. Payment Maldives is an initiative which will streamline digital payments to foster innovation in line with the third pillar, which is the digital finance in our national financial inclusion strategy. This system will enhance financial inclusion and access to finance. Advanced technology in the system will enable interoperability and innovations across the financial ecosystem. And through open banking, this platform will redefine how individuals, businesses, and financial institutions seamlessly connect. This platform will also help to generate 15% of the GDP from creative industries by 2030, aligning with the government's target. Establishing a dedicated payment entity co-owned by the regulator and the financial institution is a proven international model. India's NPCI, Malaysia's PayNet, Jordan's JOPEC, the Turkey's BKM, all of which have driven remarkable progress in the national payment systems are such success stories. MMA has invited all banks and payment service providers to participate in the Payment Maldives as equity partners. As a key milestone for next year, by April, Payment Maldives will work with our participants to enable QR code payments in compliance with the National QR Code Standard PMV, which MMA has introduced. We are also set to complete the first cross-border integration of Favara with India's UPI by July 2026. Excellencies, the Maldives face an urgent and substantial climate financing needs. Studies show that over $800 million is required annually for climate mitigation alone, with significant higher requirements for adaptation and coastal protection. Public financing alone cannot bridge this gap. The financial sector must therefore be an active driver rather than a passive observer of the climate transition. This is the vision behind the Sustainable Finance Roadmap, the third initiative we are launching today. This is in line with the fourth pillar, which is inclusive green finance in our national financial inclusion strategy. This roadmap provides a comprehensive framework for mobilizing capital to national priorities, including capital climate adaptation, clean energy, sustainable housing, green transport, and the blue economy. This roadmap will also help to meet the national target of 33% of its electricity from renewable energy sources by 2028. To make this vision a reality, we are introducing green, social, and sustainability lending frameworks, developing enabling legislation for climate-aligned finance, establishing a national sustainable finance taxonomy aligned with the international standards. Our objective is clear: to align financial flows with national resilient goals and to bridge economic security with climate security through sustainable finance. These three initiatives are deeply interconnected. Financial inclusion expands access and usage, while sustainable finance directs capital towards national priorities. And our payment Maldives will provide the digital backbone that enables both. Together, they represent a unified agenda to modernize our financial system in line with our national development vision. A central bank alone cannot achieve this transformation. Success depends on strong collaboration among finance institutions, government agencies, and development partners. I extend my sincere appreciation to all our partners, including AFI, IFC, and the Sustainable Banking and Finance Network, and to government agencies, as well as the technical committees and the working groups whose expertise shaped these initiatives. As we embark on this new chapter, let us reaffirm our shared purpose to build a financial system that drives opportunity, supports sustainability, upholds the dignity and the well-being of every Maldivian. With these initiatives, we are not merely responding for today's needs, we are designing for tomorrow's possibilities. May Allah bless our efforts and guide us towards the future of lasting stability, prosperity, and inclusion. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Governor. Ladies and gentlemen, we now arrive at a truly historic moment for the Maldives, the official launching of the National Financial Inclusion Strategy and the National Sustainable Finance Roadmap. These initiatives represent years of collaboration and commitment to ensure that every citizen has access to financial services that are aligned with the Maldivian economy's growth and ensures sustainability. To officially launch the two initiatives, I'm honored to invite the President of the Republic of Maldives, His Excellency Dr. Mohammad Moiz. His Excellency.
Over the years, the Maldives Monetary Authority, MMA, together with relevant government agencies, has carried out multiple initiatives to promote financial inclusion in the Maldives. However, as these efforts have often been fragmented, measurable national-level targets were not established. The resulting limitation of the effectiveness of some of the initiatives underscored the need for a unified national strategy to enhance financial inclusion across the Maldives. Recognizing this policy gap, the MMA took the lead in developing the National Financial Inclusion Strategy. The goal was simple: identify well-prioritized action backed by relevant data and ensure they are adequately resourced for a more holistic approach to advancing financial inclusion in the Maldives. The initiative first commenced in 2021 with the establishment of the National Financial Inclusion Steering Committee, bringing together senior representatives from key government agencies and institutions. To address data gaps and support the development of well-informed policies, a nationwide demand-side survey was carried out in 2022. Covering more than 60 islands, including the Greater Mala region, the survey captured consumers' real experiences, highlighting areas of progress and where challenges remain. The findings highlight the notable strides the Maldives has made in expanding financial inclusion, including high bank account penetration, a generally positive perception of the financial sector, and substantial growth in digital financial services. Despite these positive developments, significant challenges remain, such as limited access to financial services on remote islands, gender disparities, and difficulties faced by the elderly and small and medium enterprises in accessing financial services. Guided by these insights, the National Financial Inclusion Strategy has been built around 5 key pillars: access to finance, Islamic finance, digital finance, inclusive green finance, and consumer empowerment and financial literacy. Access to finance focuses on policies to enable access to affordable and sustainable finance for all market segments, including the most vulnerable groups, in support of resilient and inclusive economic growth and development. The pillar comprises of strategies to introduce targeted solutions to support self-employed individuals, small businesses, and others who face challenges in accessing credit. This includes introduction of financial products that meet the specific needs of the consumers, streamline access to credit enhancement programs, and a movable assets registry. A key initiative under the pillar is the launch of an inclusive national affordable housing scheme, which aims to ease access to finance for first-time home buyers, Islamic finance. As a 100% Muslim population, the Maldives finds itself in a unique position as a potential leader in Islamic finance. Leveraging Islamic finance to diversify access to finance, strategies under this pillar seeks to unlock new opportunities while enhancing market efficiency and service quality through greater competition. Complementing these are initiatives on building awareness, development of Sharia-compliant products, and the use of Islamic social finance tools to support low-income individuals and communities in need. Digital finance. With widespread smartphone penetration and internet coverage, introduction of digital solutions has great potential to transform how consumers access financial services. The policies and action items under this pillar revolve largely around creating a conducive environment for digital financial services to thrive, complementing the financial inclusion objectives through innovative solutions. Inclusive green finance. As a climate-vulnerable nation, the Maldives must build resilience through green finance. Promoting green finance taxonomies, climate risk insurance, green investment products, and partnerships that support clean and sustainable technologies are among the key priorities under this pillar. The launch of the National Sustainable Finance Roadmap is a key initiative under this pillar. The National Sustainable Finance Roadmap is a significant component of these initiatives, aiming to further broaden the role of the financial sector in supporting climate change activities. Developed with the support of the International Finance Corporation and Sustainable Banking and Finance Network, the roadmap will introduce realistic policy measures that would support financial institutions in scaling up their contribution to the environmental and social goals of the Maldives. Consumer empowerment and financial literacy. In the Maldives, a lack of familiarity among most citizens around the subjects of saving, budgeting, and financial record keeping is a gap that needs addressing through awareness initiatives. Similarly, it has also been observed that there is limited knowledge regarding the rights and responsibilities of the financial consumer. Integrating financial inclusion into the national curriculum to address these gaps at grassroots level, strengthening consumer protection, and establishing transparent and efficient complaint handling mechanisms are some of the key policy actions explored under this pillar. Alliance for Financial Inclusion (AFI) significantly strengthened the strategy by facilitating a comprehensive peer review across its global network, incorporating expert perspectives into it. The National Financial Inclusion Strategy is more than a blueprint. It is a national commitment, one that aims to build a financial system that empowers every Maldivian across every island, regardless of age, gender, or livelihood. Through this strategy, the Maldives takes a meaningful step toward building a more inclusive, resilient, and prosperous financial future for all.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for officiating this momentous launch. These strategies will undoubtedly serve the Maldives as guiding frameworks for our financial sector's transformation. Ladies and gentlemen, you will now be able to access these reports by scanning the QR code on your table. To provide us with a better understanding into our nation's progress and the road ahead in financial inclusion, I now invite the Deputy Governor Aishat Asna Hamdi to deliver a presentation on the Maldivian financial inclusion journey. Deputy Governor.
His Excellency, President of the Republic of Maldives, Dr. Mohamed Moise, Cabinet Ministers, State Ministers, Governor of Maldives Monetary Authority, distinguished guests, fellow colleagues of MMA, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Let me pause for a moment and take you to a figure that truly speaks volumes. 94%. That 94% is the percentage of our adults now having a bank account in the Maldives. This is no small achievement. It's a testament to the years of hard work and dedicated effort by our financial sector, one that placed Maldives ahead of many global leaders in providing financial access and also ahead of many in our South Asian subcontinent. Yet, our National Demand Side Survey indicates that there is yet to be done, as progress is never complete. We may have near universal bank accounts, but gaps still remain in terms of efficiency, quality, and day-to-day use of financial services by our everyday Maldivians. In a nation like ours, bound together yet separated by the vast ocean, true financial inclusion means lifting every boat along when the tide rises. In other words, no one, wherever they may be, should be left behind, because we believe sustainable growth can only be achieved when growth is equitable for all. As you may have heard from Governor's speech, our realities are quite unique. Our demand side survey reflects that 14% of our adult women remains unbanked, despite no discriminatory laws in the financial sector. Among our elderly, only 38% can easily maneuver the everyday gadgets, leaving 62% at real risk of being financially excluded, because everything is mobile these days. Our young people, full of great ideas, often lack their initial investments, and they are challenged because there is limited early credit services being provided to them. And also, when disaster hits, sadly, 73% of the affected families rely on limited savings and rely on their loved ones for support. The unfortunate truth here is saving is hard for many of us, and this saving is often just short-term surpluses. And one of the most worrying factor is over 70% of our adults have limited financial knowledge. In an increasingly digital world, this is scary. This is not their failing. This is a gap we as policymakers must close with urgency and care. And also, this is also not a story of our past shortcomings, but a story of untapped promises and opportunities ready to be seized. Our women, our elderly, young people and SMEs, and families living far in our islands, everyone deserves an equitable place in the economic table. In this inclusive spirit, we've unveiled our NFI strategy 2026 to 2030. This is a comprehensive roadmap built for the Maldivians, by Maldivians, built on 5 interconnected pillars, that is access to finance, Islamic finance, digital finance, inclusive finance, and consumer empowerment and financial literacy. These pillars are supported by financial infrastructure, a robust regulatory framework, and also with stakeholder partnerships and collaborations. With 52 measurable targets, everyone working towards one unified ambition, that is to achieve meaningful financial inclusion for all Maldivians. Today, I will try to take you through these pillars, highlighting its critical challenges, key initiatives laid out, and our vision for the 2030. Access to finance, pillar number 1. This is actually the foundation of opportunities I see. Despite 94% people having bank accounts, significant gaps still persist, such as women being unbanked compared to just 5% of men owning bank accounts, creating a 9% gender disparity rate. And also, nearly 75% of the SMEs struggle to get access to finance, mostly due to the lack of collateral, as land and property is scarce and it's a costly investment. Key initiatives that we plan to bridge these gaps include amending our current Banking Act, which will enable more innovative and inclusive financial system. This will allow wider range of institutions to provide unique services to the people, to the vulnerable. To bring down the cost of borrowing, we aim to introduce a secure transaction bill in 2026. This will let the businesses use movable assets as collateral, making loans cheaper, far more accessible. And also, we also aim to launch a dedicated credit enhancement program to make financing more easier and more reachable to the far SMEs. We also aim to develop and roll out a special financial programs and products tailored just for the unique needs of our women. By doing so, we hope to close the gender disparity rate to 5% and also doubling the credit availability for our SMEs and our vulnerable groups. Second pillar, Islamic finance. This is rooted in our shared ethics and values. The key challenge for me is the reach. Islamic finance currently only accounts for only 20% of our banking sector. This limits those seeking Sharia-compliant products in a 100% Muslim country, and this could maybe viewed as a missed opportunity to diversify the financial sector. With that kept in mind, we aim to enact an Islamic Finance Services Bill in 2026, bringing modern legislations and to attract new investment to the financial sector. We also aim to mainstream the recently launched Maldives Islamic Finance Social Initiative, MISFI, to establish formal, transparent, and accountable pathways to channel zakat, sadaqat, and waqf contribution towards impactful community development projects. By doing so, we aim to increase the share of Islamic finance in the Maldives to 50% in the banking sector and position Maldives as a respectable regional leader for ethical and value-based finance for the Maldivians. This pillar is rooted, and it's all about saying true to our principles and building a more resilient financial sector. Digital finance. This is the vital bridge that connects our scattered islands. It's no doubt that our islands are scattered, and it makes banking and financial services challenging and costly as well. But we do have a very good advantage. We have 89% mobile broadband penetration and faster internet services, all thanks to our infrastructures. We have a powerful advantage, and financial sector leads to capitalize on this. In order to reap on the strength, We aim to expand our Favara, our instant payment system, and expand our PayMV QR code to enable seamless and affordable transaction. And also, I'm happy to announce that with the launch of Payment Maldives, we could do more. We aim to incorporate accessibility features specially designed for our elderly and people with disabilities to make it more inclusive and powerful. And also, with cross-border integration, we will boost trade and regional ties, strengthen regional ties. As Governor has mentioned, we are already working with India's UPI to facilitate cross-border payments across India and Maldives. And the target for 2030 is to have universal access to affordable digital transactions across all islands. Fourth pillar, this is where we build resilience. As you can understand, Maldives is a low-lying country with climate change at our doorstep, with rising seas, stronger storms, and unpredictable weather endangered our everyday livelihood, and homes are in danger, especially for the tourism economy. To bridge these gaps, as Governor has mentioned, the financing gap is quite high. That's why financial sector must become an active partner in order to bridge these gaps. MMA facilitated to roll out a green finance taxonomy for our banking sector. This is a clear framework defining what true counts as sustainable projects. Because of this taxonomy, it will be very helpful for financial sector to attract international funding for sustainable finance projects. And also, we will establish dedicated funds and facilitate grant-based technical assistance for the SMEs, helping them to become more bankable while protecting our ecosystem. By 2030, all licensed financial institutions will integrate climate considerations into their core operations, making the financial sector climate resilient and climate ready. Fifth pillar, the most important one of all, consumer empowerment and financial literacy. As you can understand, 70% of our adults limit their knowledge in financial literacy, and many adults struggle with digital tools. And as experienced globally, we are no stranger to financial scams. Stronger safeguards needs to be put in place. In this light, we would like to incorporate financial education into school curriculum, giving every student practical knowledge and lifelong skills for sustainable money management. We believe true, meaningful behavioral changes are most effectively instilled from a younger age through specific trainings. And for 2026, we aim to double our efforts promoting financial literacy across Maldives with the help of all financial institutions. And on the regulatory front, MMA aims to put in place stronger financial consumer protection regulations along with efficient systems for resolving dispute resolution mechanisms and also establishing risk-based market conduct supervision. The target is to improve the digital literacy levels and also to build trust in the financial system. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, this strategy is carefully crafted by a lot of effort from our stakeholders. In this regard, I would like to recognize NFI Steering Committee for their strategic guidance in shaping this strategy. I would also like to thank the dedicated technical committees from various government ministries, financial institutions, and private sector for their valuable insights shaping the action plans. My heartfelt thanks goes to our development partners as well for their continued support and throughout our journey. And also a special thanks to our team at MMA for making this vision a reality. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, in a world full of barriers, one can say that financial inclusion could be the one thing that binds us all. It builds resilience, strengthens sovereignty, and also opens real opportunities for every Maldivian citizen. Together, let's promise for a future that is fair, green, digital, yet deeply people-centric. no matter their gender, age, ability, or wherever they live. This is our shared investment through this strategy. So together, let's make this promise a reality. I thank you all. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Deputy Governor. Your insights have provided us with a complete perspective on our progress thus far and the significant opportunities that await us. We now come to the next key moment for today, the launching of Payment Maldives. We are pleased to unveil a specialized entity who will work towards modernizing our national payment system. I invite Governor Ahmad Munawar to honor us with the formal launching of Payment Maldives Private Limited and unveiling of their logo.
Payment Maldives. The journey to modernize the Maldives payment landscape began more than a decade ago with the launch of the Maldives Real-Time Gross Settlement System in 2011 and the Automated Clearinghouse ACH in 2012. To keep pace with the global payment trends, evolving technologies, and the needs of the market, the MMA launched the Maldives Payment System Development Project, which led to the implementation of Favara in 2023, an instant payment system designed to enhance accessibility, inclusion, and efficiency of payments across the Maldives. The central infrastructure enabled by the MMA with the introduction of Favara has created momentum and a solid foundation to shape the next wave of digital financial and payment solutions. Building on this, the MMA is proud to announce the establishment of a new dedicated entity, Payment Maldives. This marks an exciting new chapter in the country's payment transformation story. This new venture represents a fresh beginning, one where we will work in partnership with the banks and other financial institutions to drive innovation, strengthen the payment ecosystem, and enhance access to secure and efficient financial services. Payment Maldives is tasked with operating key retail payment systems, lead development projects, advancing financial inclusion, and supporting digital financial innovation. Responsibilities that now extend beyond the traditional mandate of a central bank. This initiative will also support the government's vision for a creative economy by fostering innovation, enabling new digital business models, and creating an environment where technology-driven financial solutions can thrive. Although Payment Maldives commences with operations of ACH and Favara as its key mandate, the scope will be gradually extended to include the introduction of new generation of innovative payment solutions. A centralized platform for eKYC verification, credit information services, open banking capabilities, and the centralized bill presentment system are just a few examples of the services that can leverage on the core infrastructure that has been built. Payment Maldives has already embarked on driving key initiatives towards enrichment of the national payment system. The MMA has introduced a national QR code standard in October 2025, paving the way for convenient and affordable domestic payment services, while work on enabling cross-border connectivity with India's unified payment interface has also commenced during the year. These initiatives mark only the beginning of a promising and exciting journey, one that reflects what Payment Maldives has set out to achieve as it continues to grow and shape the future of payments in the Maldives. Maldives. Through a public-private partnership model that ensures the participation of banks and payment service providers under a diverse governance framework, maximizing collaboration and input of those stakeholders towards its strategic objectives. The formation of Payment Maldives also aligns with a key pillar of the National Financial Inclusion Strategy introduced today, the use of digital financial infrastructure as a catalyst for inclusion.
Thank you, Governor. We look forward to the positive impact Payment Maldives will bring to our country. Ladies and gentlemen, you can now access the Payment Maldives website by scanning the QR code on your table. We now move to a special segment of our program today, where we recognize and express our deepest appreciation to institutions that have been key partners in our financial sector development journey. We are proud to honor 5 institutions that have given invaluable support to our authorities' initiatives. Their unwavering commitment to assisting us has been vital to the success of each one of our initiatives. To present these recognition awards, I would like to invite the President of the Republic of Maldives, His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Moise. President, His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Moise. Alliance for Financial Inclusion, AFI. To receive this award from AFI, I invite Deputy Chief Executive Officer and Chief Operating Officer of AFI, Ms. Chi Su Yen. This award is presented to AFI in recognition of its invaluable contributions to the development of the National Financial Inclusion Strategy and other development initiatives of MMA through technical assistance, in-country implementation grants, capacity building, and knowledge exchange. We acknowledge and sincerely appreciate the support of AFI management and the AFI member network for their unwavering commitment to expanding financial inclusion in the Maldives. International Finance Corporation, IFC. I invite Mr. Muhammad Hafiz Zainuddin, Associate Operations Officer for Sri Lanka and Maldives of IFC, to come forward to receive this award. This award is presented to IFC in recognition of their pivotal role in developing national sustainable finance roadmap through comprehensive, sustained technical assistance and the exchange of specialized knowledge. We are grateful for IFC's commitment and instrumental partnership in achieving these initiatives' objectives. INSIF University, Malaysia. I invite Professor Dr. Mansur Ibrahim from the INSIF University to come forward to receive this award. This award is presented to INSIF University in recognition of their outstanding partnership and dedicated support provided for our capacity development and training objectives for the financial sector. We express our heartfelt gratitude for offering accessible, high-quality short-term courses and master's program in Islamic finance, directly enabling the enhancement of skills and knowledge that are essential for the development of our financial sector. University Islam Selangor, UIS. I invite Dr. Latifa Bibi Musafir Hamid, Deputy Vice Chancellor of Research, Community and Industry Link from the UIS, to come forward to receive this award. This award is presented to UIS in recognition of their invaluable contribution to capacity development and training through targeted short-term programs in Islamic finance. We acknowledge their direct support of our aim to build a highly skilled workforce for the financial sector. United Nations Development Programme, UNDP. I invite Ms. Pek Chuan Gan, Deputy Resident Representative from UNDP, to come forward to receive this award. This award is presented to the UNDP in recognition of its continued partnership and meaningful contribution to the development of the insurance sector in the Maldives. Through UNDP's assistance in facilitating technical expertise and providing collaborative support, significant progress has been made in strengthening regulatory frameworks and building institutional capacity. Let us give a warm round of applause to all our recognition recipients for their exemplary support. Thank you, Your Excellency. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the conclusion of the official ceremony. Today has been truly historic, marked by significant initiative launches, an insightful presentation, and well-deserved recognition. As we move forward with the National Financial Inclusion Strategy, we do so with renewed commitment and collective determination to build a more inclusive and sustainable future for all our citizens. On behalf of Maldives Monetary Authority, I extend our deepest gratitude to the President of the Republic of Maldives, His Excellency Dr. Muhammad Muiz, for gracing this occasion, and to each one of you for your presence and participation. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now have the national anthem. May I kindly request everyone to stand for the anthem.
Salam,